guys and girls, hope you didn't miss us too much. We're getting back to it, and this time we're going further and higher. We've kept the craziest Red Bull vehicles for this playlist. You'll have to drive these machines and push them to their extreme limits all over Maui. And because we wanted to spice things up a little bit, we called in the Daredevils. Extreme drivers that set the highest score before you, beat them and show that you are the true, the only, and the ultimate Daredevil. Well, I know I'm hyped. This is going to be mad. Let's go.
To the next objective. To sum up, you'll have to grapple with crazy vehicles in action-focused events. Before you embark on your action list, Red Bull suggests a pure rally raid confrontation with these lunatics so that you can get to know each other. Caldera, canyon, beach, and all-out jumping. That's the program. Let's go!
The cards. The Queen, Dirt and Air Specialist. The Joker, this guy's sick, but that's why he's so good on a bike. And the Ace, the Flash of motorsports. You'll have to beat the times of these three guys in action-focused events. But this is still just our first meeting. Show them you're not here to bluff. The previous RSQ had been slightly damaged due to the vertical acceleration when landing after big jumps. Audi has reworked the... Oh boy, here we go again. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Audi has reworked the shock absorbers and chassis. This version is much safer. Well, as long as you don't land on the roof. penalised by the sharp turn at the end. Introductions made. Now time for action.
The first action list, heading for Central Maui. Perform the actions requested and beat the time already set by the Ace, the Joker and the Queen. Those specialist drivers Becky was telling you about. Before you do. She's Team Daredevil's stat specialist. For the car, RedBull lends you one that belongs to Force Rally Heritage, a legacy that includes the McRae's Focus in 1999, Hibonan's Fiesta in 2011, and so the car of the day, the 2017 Ford Fiesta WRC Double World Champion 2017-18 with Sébastien Ogier. This is it. The Queen is already up and running. Take a look at her performance. It might inspire you. Here are the actions to perform. Drifting, target hitting, jumping on barns, wall riding. Perform them all and do it as fast as possible.
The Queen Queen kicks off. Keep your eyes peeled. She's not bad at this game. That was really cool. The Queen is done. She looks confident. Now get ready. In 5 seconds, it's your turn. It's on. Show the crowd that you can beat the Queen in her own speciality. The rule is simple. Perform all the actions requested as quickly as possible. Targets or barn roof ahead. Your choice. Ride on some more barn roofs and you're in business. Smash all the targets you can. raised their game.
Not only did you get the whole thing out of the way, but you also beat the time of a specialist. That deserves a little beach break and a swim. Next event is between Oahu and Maui, and boat outrun between the Kaiwi Islet. Red Bull has even taken the liberty of building giant fans to propel you when you make jumps. It's untested technology. Sounds like it could be fun. You of the rules of outrun. Drive as fast as you can to beat the timer. Each door saves you time. If your timer reaches 0, the event stops and you'll have to start again. Good luck!
Actionless aside for a marine adventure. Red Bull's strong connection to action on the water is nothing new. They are heavily involved in high-speed sailboat racing. It's like an Alpha GP race, but on the sea. They even race thunderboats at 200 miles an hour. That's pretty much what you're doing right now. A powerboat race where you have to fight against time. Let yourself be carried away by the current and the giant fans.
It this time. checklist event. Well, not quite. Does Robbie Madison ring a bell? He is a legend in the world of freestyle motocross. The guy has countless victories in freestyle competitions and rope jump records, like his 29.3-meter motorcycle jump on the replica of the Vegas Triumphal Arch. He's so good that he was even chosen as the stuntman for the world's most famous British spy. You're riding his bike, a KTM 450 with a Robbie Madison modification that won't go unnoticed. By the way, Becky did a podcast with Robbie Madison where he talks about his career. It's a fascinating listen. If you want to find it, go to the sounds of RedBull track list of your music player. Dogs. The Joker's already at work. As usual, if you perform the actions and beat his time, you gain his power. Just like in Highlander.
Told me that one of the heaviest moments of his life was riding this motorcycle on a 24-foot wave. On land or in the water, you can do anything with this machine. You can do wheelies, backflips, hit targets while jumping. It's freestyle motocross, so do all the freestyle tricks you can think of and smash the Joker's time.
time.
Robbie Madison. Give it another try. a 24-foot wave. On land or in the water, you can do anything with this machine. You can do wheelies, backflips, hit targets while jumping. It's freestyle motocross, so do all the freestyle tricks you can think of and smash the Joker's time.
Rewind that one.
Set the record straight. The Joker is out. Perfect run. The Joker is renowned for being quite crazy.
A rider who takes a lot of risks, but he found a rider even crazier than he is. One last interlude, and this one should please you. It's a drift race between asphalt and dirt. There's no score to reach, just a time to beat. Red Bull lends you another jewel, the Drift Brothers BMW M4 competition. The car belongs to Elias and Joe Hamtoji, two German brothers. Pro drifters compete together. If you're interested in their story, check out the Sounds of Red Bull tracklist, where Eli Hamtoji talks competition and burnt rubber with professional drifter Connor Shanahan. Definitely the podcast to listen to if you want drifting tips. I can't wait to see you tame the M4.
I've been waiting for. Drifting is my thing, and on top of that, I know this M4 very well, having seen it shine in competition. Told me his team got two M4 models before they were even marketed and made two 1,000 horsepower drift machines for himself and his brother Joe. Enjoy it. It feels absolutely sick drifting with this monster.
model in your path, perhaps the toughest, the Ace. The action list that awaits you is an AGP event, but Red Bull style. If you've ever seen a Red Bull video with an AGP drifting in the dirt, you'll know what I mean. We've taken the most modern model, the RB20, and fitted it with rally tyres and slightly beefier suspension, just in case you need to jump it. Basically, it's an all-terrain AGP, so as well as being a muddy event, it's going to be really fast. Action list to prepare you psychologically. High speed and precision driving, jumping, target hitting, and drifting. And of course, you'll have to beat the time set by the Ace. Let's see if the guy lives up to his nickname.
The Ace. He's not much of a talker, but he's quick and sharp. No one can argue with that. Damn, this guy is fast. Oh, yeah. Ace set the bar high, but that was to be expected. We gave you an AGP with a rally wheel set. It's precise, it can go anywhere at high speed, and with all that, it can jump.